man whom you really want, and you meet another guy there, and that's a relationship starts. So
Yes.
how do you explain this?
Well, you have to try many things. You know, I was thinking the other day about success and failure, and if you could be guaranteed of failing 9 times out of 10, you would fail 9 times out of 10, but you would succeed greatly on the 10th time, then you would be guaranteed of a wonderful life. Then all you would know is all I have to do is fail 9 times, and on average, if I can succeed greatly 1 time out of 10, I can have a fabulous life. This is what I learned this last year, and I learned it listening to some people talk about all the failures they'd had. And then I realized that you have to fail in order to succeed. And if you're willing to fail and learn from the experience, don't be determined to be successful every time, but be willing to learn from each experience. If you fail 9 out of 10 times and succeed the 10th, you're going to be a big success in life.
We are talking about failures. You know, the basis of this theory is a kind of, I tell you the saying, that 50 things which you can do when there is nothing to be done.
Yes.
So what can you do in the difficult situations in your life? With so many experience and so many studies and so many credits, what you have, you wrote many books on the topic,
Yes.
and you really taught millions in the world, and we can say that you changed many people's life. They became
Right.
happy, healthy,
Yes.
lots of other good things. What was the most difficult situation in your own life, and how did you solve that?
Well, I continue to have challenges and difficulties in my own life because I am always setting bigger goals. And when you set a bigger goal, chances are you're going to fall on your face a few times on the way to the goal. So people ask me, why are some people more successful than others? And when I said before, it's the law of cause and effect, well, here's the rule. Your thoughts are causes, and what happens to you are the effects. The conditions of your life are the effects, but they're caused by your thinking. So many hundreds of thousands of successful people have been interviewed, and they've asked them, what are you thinking? Because they felt if they could find out what successful people thought about most of the time, and they taught it to other people, then other people would be successful too.
That's a good idea, but does that work?
Yes, and it does work, and it is the key to great success anywhere. And I've taught this in China, and I've taught it in Slovenia, and I've taught it in Iceland and Finland, and I've taught it in Japan, and I've taught it in Mexico. I've taught it everywhere, and people come back a year or 2 later, and they are absolutely amazed. So, how do the most successful people think? Well, they think 3 ways. First of all, they are future-oriented. They think about the future.
Not the importance is not where they come from, but where they go.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Only 10% of people think about the future. And the rule about the future is that your very best days lie ahead. Your very best experiences are still to come. Everything you've done up to now has been a preparation for tomorrow. And so successful people think and talk about the future most of the time. The second thing is successful people are very goal-oriented. They have written goals, and they work on their goals every day. And they think and talk about their goals most of the time. And the third thing, and this is the most important, I think, is successful people are solution-oriented. They think about the solutions to their problems. The more things you try, the more problems you'll have. The more things you try, the more you'll fail, temporarily. So therefore, your success is determined by how good you are at solving problems. If you can solve the problems that you have each day, you will get better and better. You'll actually get smarter and smarter. And the more you think about solutions to your problems rather than blaming someone else or feeling sorry for yourself, the more you think about the solutions, the more you will find the solutions. And the more you find the solutions, the faster you get at solving problems, and you actually get smarter. So successful people are those who started with little problems and solved them. And as a result, they moved up to bigger problems and bigger problems and bigger problems, and they got better and better and smarter as they moved up. And any goal that you have not achieved is merely a problem that you haven't solved.
I'm just thinking that we are talking about ideas.
Yes.
Let's play a game. I'm here.
Yes.
Let's say I want to be successful. I want to reach all the things you have already reached.
Yes.
I'm a learner.
Yes.
In this situation, so I want to learn from you how to become successful. How could you put into words the most important teaching, what you would tell me to become successful?
I would just give you a success formula. Okay? The starting point of all success, and this was a turning point in my life when I was in my 20s, is for you to accept complete responsibility for your life. To say, I am responsible. That everything I accomplish in life is up to me. No one else will help me. I am responsible. And say that over and over. I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible. Once you accept responsibility and you say, I am responsible, then you say, all right, if I'm responsible, what am I going to do with my life? And then you take a piece of paper, and on this piece of paper you write down 10 goals. And you just write out 10 goals for the next year. And then you take a look at these goals, and you select the one goal that can help you the most. The one goal that can make the biggest difference. And don't worry if it's a difficult goal or a big goal or something else. And then you put it on another piece of paper, and you write down 20 ways you can achieve the goal. And then each morning you start off and you work on the most important thing you can. And you do that every single day. If you can accept responsibility, write down your goals, and work on them every single day, you will accomplish more in the next year than the average person accomplishes in 5 years. And this is absolutely guaranteed. I've had people who've done this exercise, this one-year exercise, and come back after a week, and their whole life has changed. They could not believe it. They could not believe something so simple was so powerful.
This sounds really, really a very powerful method and so simple. And you don't need any money to do this method. Just a piece of paper and a pen. Yeah?
Yes, yes. And you just need to start. Do you know how often a person tries before they give up? Do you know what the average number of times is that a person tries a new goal, like this exercise, before they give up? The answer is less than 1. The average person will not even try this idea once. You just said all it takes is a piece of paper. The average person watching will not even do it. They will say, well, that's a good idea, but I can think of all the reasons why I'm not responsible. My parents are responsible. The government is responsible. My boss is responsible. I'm not responsible. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, you know, I was waiting this interview very much because I have some friends who are great managers and live with their manager calendars, you know, with all the priority lists, all the planning for weeks, years, and months. And, you know, I was really watching with a kind of skeptical eyes. So I myself, I have to say, I'm not such a planner. So I usually, I feel what to do, and I do somehow, and they became successful. I don't know why. Yeah. It just happens to me. But you know, they sometimes say that it's not a good feeling to finish up something. Yeah, because people are afraid to finish something, to achieve something, because they feel it's a kind of little death for a project.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have to have project after project, so that when the completion of one leads to the beginning of something else, and so you never stop. Most of the happiness in life comes from working toward a goal, a clear goal. Not achieving the goal. When you get to the goal, it's, as you say, it's kind of an anticlimax, a little death, you call it. So therefore, you have to have a series of goals, and you're working on several goals, but you're always clear about your biggest goal. Now here's another small piece of advice. All successful people are excellent at what they do. And whether it takes them a week, a month, or a year, or many years, they focus continually on becoming very good at what they do. So, a piece of advice I give to everyone is select one skill that can help you more than any other skill, and set that as a goal and work on it every day. Commit to become